Hello, my name is Gary Schotten, and today I'm going to talk about the pathway to financial success. And I'm going to right up front give credit here. My senior pastor, founding pastor of my church, shared this at a men's breakfast, and his name is Pastor Willie George, but I'm not going to do nearly as good a job as he did, and on our website you'll be hearing or be able to hear his entire message, but I'm going to summarize here and give him due credit. Well, first of all, if you've got a pathway to success, financial success, then you've got to kind of take this as like a high-level view of this. This is not the details. Let's look at an overview. Let's look at the 4 possible steps of you getting and gaining success with your finances. And point number 1 is that work is definitely your first and foremost primary way for financial success. A person that's not willing to work, work is an honorable thing. Work was part of creation before this sin entered the Garden of Eden, and there was weeds, but God said to Adam and Eve, plant and till the soil. That means it didn't happen automatically. So work is not a cuss word, it's not a hard word, and you're going to be able to first step is to gain work experience, and then you be willing to work really throughout your life. It doesn't mean you have to be physically all the time, but I think a little physical work doesn't hurt us. But don't be so proud you can't do some things, can't carry out the trash, can't mop the floor, can't help out. So work is one of the foundational things. And you'll find out that through your work efforts, you're going to find number 2, wisdom. Through your working with people, working in situations, and it doesn't have to be the aspiration to be working with the high-end business person. I want to work for them because I'll learn from this person that's in a high position or high status. Many times, the lessons you need to learn are right out there with your team or with people in your workplace, people that are non-assuming, have a little responsibility. When you're working side by side, you'll figure out that work is something that brings about wisdom. And you're going to be thinking, wow, there's always a better way to do something. Remember, money by itself is not an evil thing. It's either a good thing or a bad thing based on how we handle it. So when we have an idea, we've got to convert that into money, and there's wisdom. And normally that comes from being out there in the process of doing something that these ideas come. I know that's true for me, that the best ideas come while I'm out in motion doing something. And so be sure that you're willing to then take the work level and look for opportunities to improve things. Then from there, you're going to find out in life, and some people never really find this out, but if all you're doing is working for income and you're using the wisdom and you're not producing some kind of product, that's number 3. Products can excel you faster than just working so much an hour. You might even be making a couple $100 an hour, but you'll find out that you're still limited to yourself. You might find that, of course, that you start employing other people as a manager and you're gaining income off of their work. But at some point, and I will say here that when we started producing these parts, these products, now I have a chance to make money above and beyond basically spending my time. I can briefly refer to my daughter, who has a lesson on our website, and she just detested charging, even though it was a very nice rate for her business consulting. She didn't like charging people by the hour. It just didn't seem fair. So she came up with a well-known plan to basically charge a monthly fee for anything and everything. She didn't have to keep track of her time. We call it per day, or a monthly payment that we make to her, even myself, and it isn't tied to time. Well, products are something like that you can make a product and you can take that product and make a higher margin based on your ability to sell that based on your competition. So that's number 3. Move your work to wisdom, come up with ideas, work into a product, and now you're at the level that you can go to the 4th. It's really investments, capital. Now that you're starting to get ahead, it's a little bit farther along. I'm in that category. I have several investment properties where I'm really letting just time increase my personal net worth, because I bought some houses, in this case, one house 16 years ago. It's more than doubled its price in 16 years. Plus, people paid rent on this all the time, and it's now free. Not free, it's debt free. So it was a huge savings account, and I actually borrowed most of the money to begin with. So it's just a capital investment has the chance of really leveraging yourself ahead. Buy some land and improve it. Buy a building and improve it. Buy something and rent it. Buy something with capital that will leverage you even further ahead. Well, these are stair steps, pathway to prosperity, a pathway to financial independence. And I believe that you will have wisdom to do this if you just set out and ask God's help in this. God's going to help you. You want to have your processes in place. I mean, you want to have the right motives. Pride's not a good motive. Ego's not a good motive. Envy and strife, those are not good things. But generosity, attitude of giving, willing to obey God in the laws of giving. And so basically, how can you grow financially and still maintain balance in your life? That's very important. Thanks for being a part of Inspiring Better Business.